welcome to the video. Today I'm going to do a bit of an experiment. I've been riding a bike, an e-bike, for just over a year, and only on one or two occasions have I taken out my traditional regular bike, which is a Specialized Tarmac. And my concern, my worry, is that spending over a year riding an e-bike, what's the difference you feel when you get back onto a regular bike? Because it's a real problem for people like me who have several bikes that I've acquired over the years, and I don't want to get rid of them, but there's no point in keeping them if I'm not using them. So today is a bit of an experiment. So here we go. So here's the Tarmac. I think these days we would probably call it the SL5 to 2016, I think. It's got Ultegra Di2, carbon rims. It's an absolutely fantastic bike. But of course the question is, how does it ride after a year of riding an e-bike? Well, the first thing you notice is how light this bike is. It's about half the weight of my Specialized Creo, the e-bike. You can pick it up with one finger. It's amazing. And for years, I've had it for about 5 years, and during that time I've taken on some pretty decent hills in the Lake District and elsewhere, and been able to crawl up, which is not bad for someone my age. So I love this bike. I'd hate to get rid of it, but anyway, here we are. Those of you who ride e-bikes know that you get pedal assist. It's not like a moped. Basically, whatever wattage you put in your pedal strokes, up to a certain limit, more of which in a second, the pedals begin to move with you through the motor. And you get that pedal assist from the off, up to speeds of around about 15.5 miles an hour, 25k. But you can tweak it a little bit in the settings to get it up to maybe about 16.5. So you get that pedal assist. The problem you experience getting back on a regular bike, especially one that's got no weight like this, only about 7 kilos, there's absolutely, it feels anyway, it feels like there's absolutely no momentum. Every meter, every yard of road or path you cover, you've got to put the effort in, and you can feel it in your muscles straight away. That's my second stop. It's not because I'm tired, honest. But yeah, this thing's so light. It's got, in comparison to the e-bike, which is twice the weight as I've suggested, this has very little inertia, so it's very hard to maintain momentum when you're riding along. Now the e-bike, the Creo, is a high-spec bike, and it's got high quality wheels on it, ceramic bearings and so on, and it flies along. So on the flat you're cruising along at 18, 19, sometimes 20 miles an hour, and the bike is kind of almost dragging you along. But this bike here, it's wonderful on the hills, but as you go along, you get this sense that every pedal stroke is requiring some effort, unless you're going downhill, which is just normal riding. I mean, that's just the way it is, but it feels a bit strange when you first get back on it. So the e-bike is not all good. I've already said it cuts off at about 16.5 miles an hour, but by that time you're going reasonably quickly, so you don't have any real problems. But when you come to the hills, you get pedal assist up to 240 watts. If you're climbing a half decent hill, there's a good chance that you're pumping out 400 watts or more. So it's still a drag getting up hills, and I found that this regular bike gets me up the short, sharp hills faster than the e-bike does. If you saw my earlier video on the Creo, the e-bike, you would know, or you might recall, now the reason why I got the e-bike is because I was knocked off my bike, this bike, in June 2020, and I ruptured my PCL, one of the cruciate ligaments in my right knee. And even though the knee's pretty stable, I can walk, can't run, can't play racket sports. Got behind. But the knee still feels a little bit unstable, and especially when I'm putting the first couple of pedal strokes down. You just feel a lot of pressure in the knee. Now, I'm sure if there was a real danger of the second cruciate ligament rupturing, then doctors would be recommending an operation, but they haven't. So, the e-bike is a precaution. Oh, there goes my light. Just popped up. Yeah, when I was knocked off my bike in 2020, I was lit up, had lights front and rear. This driver still didn't see me as she turned right. So I'm pretty paranoid about lights. I've got one on the back of my helmet these days as well. So I'm a little bit like a Christmas tree, even in the bright summer sunshine. Better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Queen's Platinum Jubilee this weekend. Street party in our place tomorrow. People got the bunning out already. Oh yes, some more. So it's only about 3.5–4% this hill. I'd be absolutely sailing up if I was on the e-bike. But as it happens, it's a bit of an effort. So everything's an effort when you get back on a real bike. You kind of forget how much work you put in before the e-bike came along. I think one of the things you don't have with this bike, or a regular bike, is that you don't have range anxiety like you have with an e-bike. Now my e-bike can probably do, if I'm really careful, about 80 miles. But if I want to do a ton, which I've done on this bike before, even despite its difficulty, I think I'm gonna, next time I do a ton, it'll be on this bike again. So maybe I'm gonna try and do, that's my target for the summer, 200 milers, one on this bike, one on the e-bike. We'll see. Bumped into Mark on the road, and it's the first time I've ridden with anybody else on this bike, probably for a couple of years, and it's immediately evident that I'm not as fit as I thought I was. I'm knackered. Oh, 3%, 3.6, 8.7, whoops, car coming. So I rode with Mark for a bit up a hill, and it's either apparent that he's stronger than me. No, he's stronger than me, trust me. Or this bike needs a service through because it's been underused. So I'm thinking that someone's put some sand in the bearings of my my wheels or something. Or he's just stronger. So In overall terms, I'd say getting back on the road bike is it's kind of a disappointment. If you've ridden an e-bike for any length of time, it's really hard to get back on a regular bike again, especially on terrain you're familiar with, because everything just feels harder. And you think, well, I'm not that far from home, I could just go out there and just go back and get my e-bike and life would be a lot easier. But you get a better workout on this, there's no doubt about it. This time of year I'd be a lot stronger than I am if I'd been riding this since March. If I'd been riding it all since March, I would have been a lot fitter as well. But you definitely feel that this is a harder job, and this is a really good bike as well. So yeah, so if you want an e-bike, fine, they're absolutely fantastic, completely endorse it. But if you want an e-bike, you better prepare yourself for not riding a regular bike with a smile on your face ever again. So I guess that's where that's the verdict. Yeah, that's the verdict. Next ride will be on the e-bike.
I'm not buying one.